And there's been some honest talk that has got BJP leader Gopinath Munde into trouble, because last week at a public function, he said that he had spent 8 crores in his 2009 Lok Sabha campaign. That's about 20 times the permissible limit. Now the Election Commission has sent him a notice and may take action against him. But many say that Mr. Munde has just spoken about India's worst kept secret, which is black money in election campaigns. So the question is, maybe this is the time for a proper debate about whether the money allowed to be spent is realistic or not.
पहिली निवडणूक मी 29,000 जिंकलो, ज्यामध्ये 22,000 निधी मला मिळाला. मला 7,000 रुपये खर्च करावे लागले. आणि गेल्या वर्षीची निवडणूक मी 8 कोटी रुपये खर्च करून, इलेक्शन वाले नसतील तर, आणि आता इलेक्शन केस झाली तरी मी आता काय 5-6 महिने राहिले.
After this brave announcement, Gopinath Munde received a curt notice from the Election Commission asking him why he shouldn't be disqualified as an MP for spending 8 crores in the 2009 polls, when the limit was 25 lakh rupees. But is the Election Commission being unrealistic, expecting a political campaign to be wrapped up in just 25 lakh rupees, or even the 40 lakh rupees the government has now raised it to?
Mr. Munde has flagged a much more important issue which our party has been consistently raising, which is the question about criminalization of politics, about electoral reform, about the use of black money also.
The time has come, we will have to discuss the larger question of providing level playing field to all political parties and the state funding of elections.
Why did he say 8 crores and why he has shown expenses much less than that? So I think Mr. Gopinath Munde has many things to answer.
It is entirely feasible. If you want to have a level playing field in this country, you need to fix the election expenses at a level which a normal candidate can afford to spend. What do you need for a campaign? Basically, you need to have selfless volunteers who are campaigning for you. You need to put up a few posters.
Going by the claims of some candidates in the last elections, the cap on campaigning expenses is not unreasonable. According to the Association for Democratic Reforms, the average candidate claimed to have spent only 50% of the 25 lakh in the 2009 elections. Difficult to believe if you consider some of the major expenses. The biggest expense is transport. Cars and motorcycles that have to be rented in hundreds to carry workers and leaders for canvassing. If you add fuel expense, that's about 50% of a candidate's total campaign budget. Each candidate must feed its army of workers during the campaign. In addition, 50 to 100 party workers are paid a daily allowance of 300 to 500 rupees for at least 3 weeks before the elections. And of course, the money spent on image building, posters, pamphlets, handbills and text messages. Clearly, Gopinath Munde has started off a public debate. But can it actually trigger changes in the system? NDTV Bureau Report.
Well, also joining us tonight is Dr. S.Y. Quraishi, the former Chief Election Commissioner of India, and Ajit Ranade, the founder member of the Association for Democratic Reforms. Let me ask Dr. S.Y. Quraishi first. Dr. Quraishi, when you hear what Gopinath Munde said about how much money he spent in his election, do you think he was being honest or he was being silly?
I think he has wittingly or unwittingly disclosed what we always suspected, that the expenditure in the elections is a lot more than they account for. And I think now Election Commission has given a notice and we'll reach the truth.
But did the figure surprise you at all? Do you think some people believe that 8 crores, well, that sounds like a lot, but it isn't actually a lot. Many people spend much more.
Well, anecdotally, we know that a lot more is spent, and some figures are given to us, and conversation, political parties and others do express this concern also, that the others are using this much. But exact amount is actually not known, but it is a fact that they are overspending and they are violating the law, but at the same time, even the legal limit which is allowed, they are not even reporting. As somebody was saying earlier, that in the last 5 elections in Tamil Nadu and West Bengal and others, we found only 50% report was given, although they could have gone up to 16 lakhs and they only showed 8 lakh, 7 lakh, 6 lakh. Some people said that they did not even spend a rupee on a public meeting. That makes election expenditure reporting a big joke.
I'm going to ask you a little later about why the Election Commission hasn't been able to tackle that problem then. But let me ask Dr. Chandan Mitra then. What do you think, Chandan Mitra, is the outcome of what Gopinath Munde has said? Do you applaud him for being brave enough to be honest about this and saying what everybody knows? Do you think that this could start an honest debate in this country about poll expenditure?
Yes, I hope it does. But I would be sorry if Mr. Munde gets it in the neck for, I think, just being indiscreet with his honesty.